Our involvement began about September 2024 when we were approached to be part of this delivery hub. And the idea excited us in the fact that we do know that there is a drastic shortage of TAS teachers, and we really do need to foster and encourage people to consider this as being an awesome area to work in.
The regional rural remote delivery hubs have been fantastic from what I can see and my experience with it. It's only new, we're only 12 months in, but from my perspective, we've got lots and lots of support from ACU. From the other side of things, it's our opportunity to work with teachers that are coming through, gain those skills and experience and be able to go out into schools and work with their students. And it's nice to be able to pass knowledge and skills and background and experience along to those people, and I'm looking forward to doing more of it.
In conjunction with the Australian Catholic University, working with the concepts of good content being delivered from the university and us providing that linkage in the actual classroom delivery to students, we felt as though what we could offer would be very real and also hopefully beneficial opportunities for the new trainees, who are going into the workshop situations. We really wanted them to become proficient in the use of tools and equipment. We wanted them to be able to problem solve. We wanted them to be able to understand the complexities of multitasking in a workshop environment where students are doing all different activities and using equipment, some very traditional tools, but also using some very cutting edge technologies such as our CNC lathes, our laser cutters and 3D printing.
So partnerships, I think for TAS is, for TAS teachers and TAS students, is one of the most important things, because we can't be expected to be experts in everything. And if you particularly dig down on a subject like design technology in stage 6, really our students need some type of, whether it's a formal partnership or just a casual expert on the side that they can go and talk to from time to time or send an email for feedback. Partnerships, as you group that, is very, very important.
I think partnerships are really important, for leading into that employment for students. But working with the university, with ACU, we've had that ability now to connect with the university, with the tertiary education side of things. We have a lot of strong links with TAFE, as well as our local businesses. One of the things that I have really enjoyed about what we've done is it's sort of broken down those barriers also between public education and private and independent schools. A lot of the people we've worked with in delivering the hubs have come from, private and independent schools. So the ability to collaborate with those guys when we've been delivering these workshops has been really valuable, because it's given us insight into what their challenges are, and they've sort of seen some of our challenges, and we've been able to work together and have a really good understanding of where we're all at. And at the end of the day, we're just trying to teach kids. We're trying to get kids to do well, and being aware of what everyone's doing and having those partnerships from the university to TAFE everywhere. It's been extremely valuable for us as a school.
A lot of the technology is allowing a greater diversity of opportunity into different areas. So there's a lot of blue and green industries exploding at the moment. I'm always promoting students to look at Tasmania, Great Barrier Reef. There's even an argument to say that the label of metro versus regional is something we should kind of start to remove, I suppose, because it is all one country. It is all one kind of earth. It's something that we start to categorise ourselves, and that creates a bit of a barrier between what we can do together.
Well, we've all got a common goal. So we're here to help the kids. That's why I got into teaching. That's something that's close to my heart, is helping the next generation and preparing them for the future, preparing them for the workforce. And obviously that's what ACU is about as well, is developing that next level after they leave school and get them a job and setting these kids up for success. And ultimately we've all got the same goal and we're working together, and that's, I think, what makes it work.
STEM is less of a subject as a philosophy or a way of, I talk to the kids, it's a way of living, it's a way of existing and approaching problems in a really methodical, systematic way that is successful. So regardless of what technology you use or regardless of what the problem is, it's a way of approaching things going, I have skills with this tech. I've learnt this and this is my problem, or this is something I'm really interested in, or something that I know will help people. And once you have that motivation and skill set, you can solve the world, right? And you follow the design thinking process, or a way of following it through to the end, where you empathize, ideate, prototype, and follow this process. And it's a way of really engaging with the world and using these skills. So it doesn't matter what you've learned or who you are or what you care about. A STEM kid or a STEM person will save the world.
So if we can remove some of the constraints for younger students, especially really young students, where they can imagine technologies, they can imagine future worlds, future scenarios that are still linked to authentic real world problems, that could be a very rich creative space, but also it could improve critical thinking. Are some of the solutions that we are proposing today actually going to be good for us? Or maybe we shouldn't create the product. Maybe we should create a new service or a new system or a new way of living.
STEM is the most important subject or / topic. Being able to take away the silos that we have in these different KLAs, tech, engineering, maths, and science, and bring them all together into a real world problem solving experience for students, where they're collaborating, they're working in teams, they're being mentored, they're taking leadership roles. It's far more real world. It's what they're going to have when they're out in industry. So it's proper real world training with emerging technologies, the kinds of things that businesses need in the future, these 21st century skills.
TAS is a really good pathway into employment in my eyes. Students see it as real world. The TAS subjects students see as a real world thing. They can see the importance of it, they can see the reality of it, they can see the connections between what they're doing at school and where they might potentially end up in the future.
What are the stories that we're sharing? Are we helping each other think about the future, or are we focused on the problems of the past? And I think that we need to start thinking about, not just ourselves thinking about the future, but also our students.